Thanks so much, Jenny and Doc. I appreciate your enthusiasm and only 3 cups of coffee today. I think that's more of a pot, but that's all right. No, I appreciate everybody's time and thank you so much for allowing me to speak here. So I'm Boris Kuhn. I'm here to talk about SkillBridge and credentialing at large from Department of Defense. So SkillBridge is basically an authority for service members while serving in active duty in the last 180 days to participate in basically employment training. That could be an internship, fellowship, apprenticeship, pre-apprenticeship, with any organization that's interested in basically sponsoring a service member. It's very similar to anything that has been out there done with similar to internships. It's just, the caveat is we, the DoD, are still paying for the service members' pay and benefits. So that's very enticing for a lot of organizations. It gives a trial run for both the service member and the organization. So it's actually we would like to refer to as an extended interview. So instead of having 15 minutes or 45 minutes, both the service member and the organization has an extended period of time to feel each other out, see if there's a cultural and teaming event there, and also allows the service member to fulfill gaps that they might have between themselves and their service. So that's pretty much SkillBridge from that standpoint. A lot of our information is available on the SkillBridge website. It's very easy to get to. DoD at SkillBridge. If you Google it, it should be the first thing that comes up. If you want to make sure it's the right website, there should be a .gov right behind it. Some associated websites that you can find that will help you with your endeavors, because a lot of times I have a lot of organizations that come up and ask, can I have targeted approaches? And when it's not shooting in this particular case, so targeted means we're looking for particular talent. So we were having a discussion on cybersecurity and DevSecOps, for instance, and other times it's logistics or acquisitions, and other medical is another big one. So if you have those kinds of questions, you can also check out cool.osd.mil. We have a lot of information there to see what MOSs, ratings, AFSCs, and other information there that are in alignment to your organizations and industry needs that you're looking to incorporate into your SkillBridge program or into your talent acquisition pipelining needs there from that standpoint. For those who are service members or in the government space even, we're also rolling out this June. It started in the Navy. So for those of you who are prior Navy, I'm a Navy veteran, so it's not any association there. My wife's actually Army, so we are a joint exercise here every single time in that sense. So for those of you who are deployed as well, or Brad support, we have Mill Gears coming out this June across the force. It'll be enlisted first, but it's a more targeted, individualized way of looking at your individual profile and helping you look at occupational analysis while you serve to see where you can go and what are your gaps. But also when you are ready to transition beyond, to what occupations and what opportunities lie ahead for you. Or for instance, let's say you are in logistics like I was, and you want to go, let's say, become a doctor or a cyber warrior. What are those gaps and what are those training and educational opportunities? What are those certifications that might be needed? And we help you identify those big things, because I've been seeing a lot of questions like those being posed. So again, SkillBridge then becomes that opportunity possibly for you that allows you to gain those gaps and identify those, and then get you into hopefully employment if that's what your desired end state is immediately post service. Another big thing that we're identifying is a lot of individuals are looking at education post service. Almost over 60%. I'd say I was one of them. I came into the military with a GED, and here I am. The big thing there is a lot of people are then finding hardship when they're pursuing their education, when they go into using their GI Bills. A great way of actually subsidizing that is having part-time employment, and SkillBridge might be one of those wonderful opportunities. So even though you might be thinking about education post-service, might be a good way of subsidizing that, having part-time employment. And also a lot of employers are also paying for higher education to pursue your career desires. So I'll stop there because there's a lot of great speakers here as well. So thank you again, and have a great GovCon.
Well, so Boris, thank you so much for that information. And what it really brings to us is how do you find the resources? How do you find people to help? And I have a DoD SkillBridge intern right now because Doc got me one. So I'm going to put you in the center if I can now, Jay, and let everybody let you to talk to everybody that about what you've done with Act Now Education and all of that. We've had some great conversations. So take it away, Jay.
How's it going? I'm Jay Salters. I'm the founder of Act Now Education. We are the resource for the resources. There's over 40,000 different resources out there for the military community. A lot of individuals, whether you're starting your career, whether you're transitioning, whether you're a veteran, there are just a lot of things out there that not a lot of people are aware of. So we make it a focal point for us to be able to provide that information free of charge. There's no charges, no services or anything. All we do is find that information and post it out there. We have a Facebook group. We're mainly found on Facebook, but you can also find us on LinkedIn as well. And we have www.actnoweducation.com. But we have about 18,000 followers, and we have a group. It's called Act Now group on Facebook. About 12,000 followers, and there 12,000 members. Sorry. And what we do is essentially, if there's new information that's being put out, new certifications, anything that helps someone study for a certification, anything that helps someone learn about a resource, job opportunities, we post it in there. Majority, like I said, all our resources are free. There's no charge and no services to any of that. We just want to be able to help the community and give back, and this is the way I do it. I'm currently still active duty, and I look forward to helping my fellow service members, whether they're active or they're veterans, and also military spouses as well. We try to do what we can because, you know, these opportunities can make a difference and have an impactful factor on someone's life, depending on what they're trying to do. You shouldn't have to go out there and pay for anything because there's just so many different resources out there that can help you do that. It's just the fact of being able to find those resources. We recently partnered with Coursera to provide 26 different certifications. So whether you're trying to get IT certifications, whether you're trying to get SAS certifications, whether you're trying to get IBM certifications, we provide that all for free. There's over 60,000 courses that they have available. And that's just one of the things that we have. So please, yeah, definitely hit us up, check us out. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. But, you know, we are here to support others, and we want to do our best by giving back to the community, and that's how we do it. Just like these great organizations that's on this call now, we're trying to make a difference and we're trying to be impactful. So if you have any questions about transition, if you have any questions, if you're a military spouse that you're trying to figure out what's your next move, do not do it alone. Don't do anything in a silo. Reach out to us. If I don't have the answer, I will definitely connect you to someone, and please definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. My network is your network. So I don't have a problem with, you know, reaching out to anybody on your behalf. So please feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, thank you for attending the GovCon.
Well, Jay, it's so important that people learn where to go for these resources. And there are a lot of veterans that are saying, I need training in this, but I can't afford it. And the first place they should go talk to you is look at Act Now Education and find out from you where it is. Because I even have this feeling, if I said I need this and you don't have it, you're going to find me a way, aren't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, there's a ton. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, is she asking for it? Because I have a list of different resources that can provide free training. It's just the way that they, so yes, well, I'm ready to go. And like I said, there's a bunch of resources out there that can help people out.
Well, thanks so much. I'm going to bring Eric Wright up and let Eric talk a little bit about Vets to PM because of you, I've had Addie Kresmian helping me with this GovCon the whole time. And what I love about Addie, who's currently a Navy helicopter mechanic, is that when I say I need something, she says, oh, I took care of it. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, thanks, Ginny. So for those of you who don't know me, old Navy vet, Gulf War, rough transition. At one point, it almost killed me, but thank God I was a coward. So I would go on over the next 30 years to go into business and reinvent myself in business and nonprofit and civil service and become an accountant and a finance guy and a project manager and whatever. And finally to a university professor. One of my favorite classes was teaching business. And the dawn clearly broke one day when I realized that a lot of the veteran students I was counseling were having the same difficulty transitioning that I was because they couldn't speak management. The language of management is different than the language of leadership that we're taught in the military. So here's two quick examples. First of all, if you don't know what P&L means and they say that in an interview, that interview is over. You're not hired. That's how they keep score in the business world. Secondly, here's what I mean that they're different. Management has 4 functions proven over several hundred years in several hundred research studies. We plan what the organization's going to do, the unit, the team, the mission, etc. We organize the resources to execute said plan, to the culture, the norms, the metrics, whatever. We lead the people in execution of the plan, and we control performance to plan to keep them both on track. After 6 years of helping over 4,000 veterans achieve meaningful, lucrative careers in the CivDiv, I finally just wrote it down in a book, and now I just hand the book out. And for anybody that wants a copy of the book, we've got a code for you that Jenny will make available. I'll give you the book. Just tell me who to autograph it to. I'll give you the book for shipping and handling. It matters because now the vet sitting in an interview, when they hear P&L, they go, profit and loss statement. They must be talking about me. What's this session? Management, military to management, right? They must be talking about some portion of the job is going to have fiduciary responsibility, another term in the book, which means I'm going to be the guy or gal in charge of generating revenue, controlling costs, and making the place that they're hiring me to run profitable. That's what it means. But if you don't know what P&L means, that interview's over, and you'll get a letter that says you're unqualified or underqualified. So that's what we do at Vets of PM. We help people achieve provable fluency. We can speak management. We can speak specialized dialects of management, cyber, quality, HR, etc. We train you in the credentials. We prepare you resume, LinkedIn profile, whatever. We put you on SkillBridge internship so you get real world on the job training from your executive host. You get training in the afternoon from us, the executive training team at Vets of PM, so that you have a portfolio of experience and credentials to prove it. You look like them, you sound like them, you act like them, you get hired like them. So Jenny, that's us. Anybody wants any SkillBridge information, just visit vetspm.com/SkillBridge. We got about 4 tracks and we're adding 2 more this year. So.
Well, thank you so much, Doc. I'm sending all the vendors that come to me to come to you because I want to get everybody on a pathway, whatever pathway it is, where they need to be. And that's why I've got Craig Washburn, because while everybody's talking about resources, I want employers to understand that if they work with Craig and they follow the process, they can actually get paid for hiring a veteran, can't they? Take it away, Craig.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Jenny, and great lead in, Doc, because when we're talking about P&L, one of the first things we can do as a military veteran that's transitioning, or even a military veteran that's been out of work for a little while, is actually bring some money back to the P&L the second we get hired by that company. If that company knows about the Department of Labor program and we are smart enough and do what's necessary on the front side to get pre-certified to bring it to them. And that's where we come in. So I'm a Navy vet as well. Been out for a long time. I just, 25 years I've been out in the military now. But I launched this platform with one primary mission: to make the transition for veterans easier by helping them and the companies they go to work for leverage this Department of Labor program called the Veteran Tax Credit. It's a program that has been around for 7.5 decades. And unfortunately, most people don't know about it. So that's why we built this platform, to be able to help you utilize it as a veteran. Because when you're leaving the service, you automatically come with one of 2 figures, either $5,600 or $9,600 to the first business that hires you. The only difference between those 2 figures is if you're walking around away with at least a 10% rating. So if you have, 10% or more, if you're walking, you got tinnitus, you got your 10%, well, you're going to come with the bigger number, right? The value to you as a veteran by knowing that and by getting pre-certified for this program is that now this is one more stone in your sack when they're weighing who they're going to hire, right? At the end of the day, it's not all about the money, but it's about what we bring to the table. But I mean, if you think about it from this perspective, if you go into a car dealership to buy a Mercedes, and you look, hey, there's a black one, a charcoal one, and a silver one. And they're all pretty much the same, but one of them comes with a $10,000 discount. Now, it may not have the seat warmers, but you may be able to live without the seat warmers for $10,000 discount, right? And that's essentially what this program does. It takes the veteran preference that you see in the government sector and puts it in the corporate sector. And then in the government sector, they can say, hey, we're going to define this job as veteran preference, which means we've got to interview veterans first. And if we can't find a candidate, then we can open it up to the civilian sector. Well, in corporate America, the government can't mandate that. So they give financial incentives to accomplish the same objective. So by knowing that you come with a tax credit and being, doing the work and being able to at least articulate a little bit about it, then when you're in that interview and you get that question at the end of the interview that says, is there anything else you'd like to share? You hand them the letter that you get from us and you say, oh, by the way, should you decide that I'm the right candidate, I've already done the legwork to come to get the veteran tax credit for your business, put some money back in your P&L. If you think I'm the right candidate, here's a letter that explains it all. So now if they hire you, your very first action of getting hired, just put money in their P&L, which sets you up for success, right?
Yeah. And I think the important thing is most employers don't know. They think somebody in their accounting department takes care of this, but it's a very specific series of steps to make it happen. They need to know you and get it set up, which is why you're on here. We're getting the word out. I'm going to make Jeremy Sinemaki step up next with Veterans Florida. Jeremy, tell them what you're doing.
Well, hi there. I'm Jeremy Sinemaki. I'm the Veterans Employment and Training Services Director with Veterans Florida. And Veterans Florida is a state-sponsored nonprofit. We were created in 2014 to make the state of Florida the #1 veteran-friendly state in the country. And so we have quite a few initiatives to help make that happen. Most recently, we've began SkillBridge, working on SkillBridge programs and expanding opportunities with employers, connecting veterans with the opportunities that we have. We've partnered with some great companies like Vets to PM to be able to do that. In addition to SkillBridge, we have career matching services to all veterans, and we work with employers to educate them on the value of veterans and let them know about opportunities and benefits of hiring veterans, and help educate them on some of the skills that veterans come with that they may not be able to take out of a veteran's resume. So we do a lot with that. We also have a workforce training grant where employers can be reimbursed up to 50% of educating and training veterans in some of the skills that they may not have because of their military service, where it wasn't a requirement, say airframe and power plant license or something like that. And then we have an agriculture program that teaches veterans all about agriculture during a 6-month internship. That's also available with SkillBridge. And we partner with great companies like the University of Florida for that, and several farms throughout the state of Florida. And then we also assist veterans and service members in starting their own businesses with our entrepreneurship program. And that's a great program. We connect service members with resources throughout the state. We partner with entrepreneurial entities to help train and connect them to mentors, resources, and funding opportunities, all sorts of things. So if you're a veteran or service member, check us out. The best way to find our programs and find out about us or contact me is veteransflorida.org, and I'll put that on the chat here in just a minute. So thank you, Jenny, for having me. It's a great panel.
Well, I'm so glad that everybody was on and that we could hear from what the programs are. So the whole idea is, how do we put it all together? How do we make this grow? And let me ask you guys a question. Can everybody see other people on the screen this time? Because sometimes I think I hit the wrong buttons. Okay, so it's like a trigger of events that happen to make me meet certain people. Eric introduced me to Craig. Jeremy, I met in a coffee shop over on the Space Coast, I think when I was talking to Doc that day. Dennis, you introduced me to Mark. And Mark, do you mind telling a little bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jenny. In a nutshell, my business Reformed is helping veterans and military spouses launch and grow their businesses. We do it through two key ways: networking, mutual support sessions that we call all calls, and we're building a family of vetted back office business services, of which Craig's VTC is one of 31 of them. And I'm excited to have just finished the Dartmouth Next Step program with Dennis, by the way. And we're in that program, which includes elite athletes, Olympians. We're now going to start serving that community as well. So if you've worn our nation's cloth in combat or competition, or supported those who have, we're here to help you launch and grow your business. Thanks, Jenny.
Oh, that's great. Hey, Dennis, how about I let you talk for a minute?
Sure. Thanks, Jenny. And like Mark said, just finished up the Tuck Next Step program. And what do? I invest in veteran, first responder, and elite athlete-owned companies with 3 different investments. Either my time and talent as a performance and transition coach, or my treasure as an investor. So for those military veterans that are looking for a trusted advisor to help them on their journey, because leadership can be a very, very lonely place because of the accountability, because of the responsibility, because of the decisions that we have to make as small business owners. And sometimes you just need to have real conversations about real life stuff with a real person who can provide you with insight, perspective, support, and accountability. And that's what I do.
Okay, Kathy, do you mind saying a little bit more? I know that whenever I find a veteran that's looking for a position, I send them your way, get them in the database and kind of get them in the flow, right?
Yes, thank you, Jenny. So they can come in 2 ways. If they're a veteran, they can go to our job board at vetspm.com/job-board, and they can either apply for a position that they see posted, which will get them in Purple X, our candidate database, or they can just click on the tab that says join candidate database. And then if they are active duty and looking for SkillBridge, they can just go to our SkillBridge page, read about our different tracks, and fill out the interest form. We gather all the information we need to start working with host companies to match them so that they get their certification training, their career services, their on-the-job training, and then presumably a job afterwards. So.
Well, it's certainly been great for me to have Addie, and I'd love to call on Christy Pittman with Business Academy for Veterans as our last person before we take a break.
Hi, everybody. Good to see all your smiling faces. And Doc, I got to figure out what type of coffee that is that you drink. So I'm Christy Nevels Pittman, and my company is Business Academy for Veterans, and I too help veterans start and grow their business. I started my company with my former spouse in 2006, and we provided a lot of maintenance, repair, and operations products and services to the government. Worked a lot with the Department of Veterans Affairs, really learned how to win contracts and the credit card programs and what have you. And so now that's primarily what I do, but my real passion is the personal coaching and inspiring people to be the best version of themselves. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that in just a little bit. So thank you, Jenny.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being on, especially you, Boris. It's just great to have somebody that thought up this crazy idea and somehow got it implemented. What made you do that?
So it wasn't all me. So it was a lot of other people. But it was actually, I'll give it to the Marines. It was a Marine that did it. And collectively we worked together. So I took a baby and I helped it learn how to crawl and walk. So we're in the walk stage now. So hopefully we can get it to elementary school. That's our goal.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody.